Please welcome Michael Van Cuttum of Biodiversity.
Hi, I'm Michael, CEO and co-founder of Biodiversity, where we create value with bees and biodiversity. Biodiversity is not only about plants and animals. It's also about regulation services, such as water regulation, about support services, such as soil formation, about supply services, such as crop production. So these services generate economical services, such as beer production. And these ecosystem services are worth $125 trillion per year. So biodiversity is the keystone of our society. But we're destroying our biodiversity. Since 1970, 69% of species population have declined. So look at your neighbor on the right. Now look at the neighbor on the left. I'm sorry to say, but only one of you will survive. And that's mainly due to land use, especially agriculture. Pollution is also an important factor. 92% of our population lives in polluted areas. We find pesticides in 45% of our food. And then you have invasive species that are very important as well. And surprisingly today, there's no technology to monitor these three main causes of decline of biodiversity on large areas. That's why we invested the biomonitoring solution, which is based on bees that act as natural drones. To feed themselves, bees cover a circular surface of 700 hectares, and they visit billions of flowers, out of which they take a bit of pollen. So we developed a device that is plugged on the beehive to collect a little bit of pollen on a daily basis. Why is that? Because the pollen contains the DNA of the plants and fixes air and soil pollution. So through the analysis of the pollen, we can see whatever kind of agricultural pollution there is, industrial pollution, plant diversity, and the related biodiversity. We can even trace the origin of the pollution, assess its impact on the ecosystem, and see exactly what are the issues in terms of plant diversity. So we share that very unique data to our clients so that they can take very targeted actions. Now, this is a case in Alsace, in France, where you have vineyards above ground and water catchment areas below ground that are at risk because of the use of pesticides. We managed to reduce the use of pesticides from 25 pesticides to less than 7, and to increase plant biodiversity by 400% in 3 years by sharing the data and the recommendations to local communities. So we're running a similar project with AB InBev in South Africa. This is the Fynbos region, where you have an incredible water reserve and exceptional biodiversity, both of which are threatened by local agriculture and by invasive species that draw up on the water. So AB InBev is conducting a restoration project to eradicate those invasive species and is applying sustainable agricultural practices. And we monitor this project and these practices with the biomonitoring and with soil biodiversity analysis. And the results show that on the restored sites with hop production, we are very close to natural areas, both in terms of plant biodiversity and soil health, compared to areas with invasive species. So this demonstrates that the projects and practices of AB InBev are having a very positive impact. So besides the food and beverage companies, we work with water producers, with the real estate industries, recycling and mining industries, solar panel, renewable energy, smart cities, and so on. We impact positively today more than 100,000 hectares of land in 20 countries thanks to our bees. And by the way, if there's some people from Walmart here, Walmart is not the largest employer of the world. We are with 30 million bees. But we want more, so that's why we're launching an AI platform based on our data to assess the risks of biodiversity at a site level and to suggest solutions so that everybody can act for biodiversity. So if you're interested by the topic, be it for ESG reasons, business considerations, or simply for our future, join us to protect biodiversity. Thank you very much.